buddies, hello and welcome to another Thursday on the channel, and it's time to have a bit of a look through the comment corner. But before we get into that, I need to make an announcement, and I'm really chuffed about this. I'm going to officially tell you, I'm going to read it out because it's that important. I am officially a partner in travel. Got a new little thing happening, all to do with the Bowls Development Fund. So I know a lot of you out there will be thinking about holidays because we haven't had one in forever, and one of the things that this situation has shown us is that booking your own holidays, doing it all online or yourself, is full of pitfalls and full of problems, and getting your money back isn't easy. Maybe it's time to go back to having a travel agent, and with that regards, I'm a partner in travel with Not Just Travel, and this particular travel agency, you can book holidays through Richard and Angie Jackson, and many of you will know Richard, very well thought of South Yorkshire bowler, nice guy as well, don't tell him I said that. And what we've done is we've come up with an arrangement where if any of you bowls buddies out there book a holiday through them, mention my name, Andy Cairns, I will get 10% of the commission for the holiday that you book. Now that money will go directly into the development fund, to pay for bowls to be turned down, to be sprayed, to be do whatever to get this equipment sorted. So if you're looking for a holiday, get in touch with Richard Jackson, and any holidays you book, mention my name, and you will be putting a few quid into the Bowls Development Fund. I will put the details up now. And hopefully, if you are interested in any holidays, they will do bespoke deals for you. They're brilliant. They really will look after you. And any problems at all, they're only a phone call away. Pick up the phone and they'll sort it for you. That's what they're there for. So guys, if you're looking for a holiday, Not Just Travel, Richard Jackson, Angie Jackson, you can't go far wrong, and you'll be helping the Bowls Development Fund as well. Fantastic, great news. Guys, if you enjoy this video, please hit that like button. If you're not already a Bowls buddy and a member of this wonderful community of ours, please hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free of charge, and don't forget the notification bell for notifications of new content on the channel, which is usually 4 times a week if I'm not on holiday and got my feet up. Okay, so I need to get the the comments up from the last week. So here we go. We'll start with Helen Harrigan. What's happening, reader? Waterloo. Well, Helen, the last I heard is everything is in place, but unfortunately due to COVID, they've not been able to get on with any of the work that they had planned, and they are several months behind schedule. I don't think there's a lot they could do until the latest lockdown ended. So apparently the money's raised, the work has been agreed, it's just a case of getting it done now. And that's sort of the latest I've heard. I didn't actually see the announcement on Sunday, and I don't know if there's any further updates. I haven't had a chance to catch up on that, so that's as much as I know. It's sort of ongoing, and like everything in life, it's just sort of ground to a halt because of the current situation. But of course, some personal good news is I managed to win second prize in the Waterloo draw on Sunday, so that's very nice. No doubt I'll spend most of it on spray paint for these bowls. I have got a £300 vet's bill because my cat Fizz needs some blood tests. Or I could buy some more trainers. I wonder which it'll be. No, to be honest, I'm a bit skint, so it'll be going to pay a few bills, I think. Daryl Williams, love the blue bias idea. Great way for the kids to remember. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I did nick it off something. I can't think for the life of me who it was, but it seems to make sense to me. And there's a few others agreed. Malcolm Pask, Maxi, thanks for the comment. Dave Parker again. Tomo, DW Thea, could the juniors have youngest number 1 and onwards to the oldest number 12? I could see there being issues with that. Obviously, different teams will have a different range of ages, so it's possible that you could have an 8-year-old play number 1 against a 16-year-old, which is, you know, I don't think that's particularly healthy in my opinion. But Paul Harper has an alternative view, and I'm going to read all this because I think it's a really good post. Hi Andy, my partner runs the away team for Cheshire Juniors and disagrees with some of your points. Read the age groups. She has an 8-year-old player who has developed her game so much due to the support she receives from the team, but also from playing better and older players. All the junior team gets great support, win or lose. It's all about development of their game, confidence and enjoyment of the game. A good support team around the youngsters is so important, and I'm proud that Alex, my partner, and the parents have the right attitudes towards the game. I've seen the kids develop a great deal, not only as bowlers but as individuals too, and that's great. They all enjoy it because they're fully supported, and it's fantastic to see. We both watch your videos. Keep up the good work. All the best, Paul. Paul, thank you very much. Alex, brilliant. Keep up the good work. It's absolutely fine to disagree with me. I only say things as I see them. And in my experience, there's been more young players put off bowling because of playing older players, win at all cost attitude, crowds not caring whether they're 8 years old or 10 years old, and really vociferously laying into them. It's just like when you go and watch kids football and you've got the parents on the side abusing the referee and stuff like that. Parents can get carried away. I think it's absolutely fantastic you have an 8-year-old there who's developing like they are. I would say though that this particular 8-year-old is obviously a special case. I would say I'm trying to think of a nice way of putting this. They're obviously a very talented, well-built, emotionally strong, and like you say, they've got that support group. Not everyone has that, and I'll be honest with you, before I started working in schools, before I got interested in teaching, I wouldn't have had the views that I have, but I know from experience that kids, they don't like the competition. They've been brought up not to compete. You know, everyone gets a prize at sports day, for instance, whether they win or lose, come first or come last. And it's that sort of societal change that hasn't helped kids. Kids competitively are generally fragile. It sounds like you've got a great set of kids who maybe, because of the support from family and friends, don't feel that fragility. But I would still say, if this particular 8-year-old was playing in a county game against Warwick and Worcester against an 18-year-old lad, and the game was in the balance, that 8-year-old might experience something that they've never experienced in their life before. And even as an adult, even as a seasoned bowler, I find some of the things said around the bowling green hard to handle, hard to take, lack of respect, that sort of thing. But it sounds like you've got a really good group, and I'm absolutely made up for you. Like I say, I only talk about my experiences with my own son, experiences my own junior games and adult games, and I hope you go from strength to strength, Alex, with your team, and I really hope that all the players that you have develop and take up the game as an adult and carry on the good work that you're doing. Yeah, and I'm glad you keep watching, and I don't mind if you disagree with me, because, to be honest, I'm used to people disagreeing with me. It's great. Jim Courtney. Great idea about the blue bias. Don't know if it's because I'm an Everton supporter or not, but think it's good. Yeah, Everton fan, do you? It's also some very good points about the juniors. Nothing worse than losing to a much older bowler. Yeah, I mean, I remember playing Danny Barwise. I think he was about 10 and I was maybe 15 or something like that. I was 6 foot, he was about 4'3", and it just looked ridiculous. And I think even, you know, he wouldn't mind me saying, he was a lamb to the slaughter, really. And I took it easy. I didn't play my proper game at 15 years old. I was all about aggression and all the rest of it. I wasn't hiding to nothing. And of course, you know, who knows, if I'd have really gone all out to destroy the lad, I'm not saying I could have done, or would have done, but if I'd have changed the attitude, maybe he wouldn't have developed into the player he was. Maybe he'd have packed in because he'd had a hiding or whatever. You don't know. You really don't know. And I just think in this day and age when we're struggling for kids, maybe we need to be a bit more sensitive to how kids are these days and how they feel. Okay, Jim, what was the next one? Matthew Hicks, have you got the final from 97 between yourself and Bob Hitchin? And I've already replied to this, and believe me, if I had that, that would have been the very first video on this channel. Don't worry about that. As far as I'm aware, it wasn't filmed. It was a year after Sky pulled out after the Lee Heaton beat Eddie Golston in the final, and unless somebody captured it on a personal video camera, there's no footage of it as far as I'm aware. So yeah, and then he replied to me, can't believe it, thought they filmed them all. A lot of people do. A lot of people message me for things from the 70s, you know, thinking that they filmed them. It's just a quite new thing. Obviously live streaming and things like that, but just videoing games is quite new. Robert Hitchin was one of my bowling heroes. Must have been an amazing feeling to beat him on the biggest stage of all. Well, amazing feeling is absolutely right, and if you factor in the fact that I'd played him 3 times previously, and I don't think if you add my scores up I got 21 combined. I know the first game I played I got 1. No, I got 2. The second game I got 1, and I think the next game was 13 or 14. So I hadn't scored 21 in 3 games. So to beat him in the final of the Waterloo was just amazing. And I do think about it now and again, but not too much, because I get a bit depressed about how far the game has gone downhill. Paul Hargreaves, my pal from Burnley, suggested I should have done an April Fool last week, but they tend to backfire on me, so I stay away from things like April Fools. But you know, maybe next year. I usually put on Facebook that I'm going to be playing for Yorkshire, but it never goes down well, so I don't bother. Anthony Lewin commented on the 2015 All England at Florence Private. That was my second county game, and we decided after to have a food fight in their first game. 21-0 against North Lancs and Fylde. A food fight, I can think of better things to do with food, like eat it. But there you go. And then a few comments on the Vernon Lee Alan Broadus game, which I just think is amazing. Gary Nicholson, what a superb, got to love Vernon, what a character. Gerald O'Shaughnessy, what a game and what a great character Vernon Lee, not many like him. Paul Hargreaves, interesting question from Paul. He's not as daft as he looks, you know. Has there, well, he hasn't spelled as right, spelled as, it should be has. Has there ever been a scientific study on whether stamping works, or do you think it is a ploy by panel bowlers to show they were trying hard for punters? Bit of both. I think it's actually, this is a really interesting point. Maxi, Malcolm Pask, lent me some memorabilia from the 1950s, and in there was a panel handbook with the rules in, and stamping is not allowed. stamping was not allowed. I've repeated it. It was done, but it wasn't allowed. In the rule books, couldn't do it. But I think it was a way of showing that you was interested and really trying and running after your balls and all the rest of it. As a physicist, I would say that any transfer of energy, so planting your foot with a force, that's kinetic energy, into the ground, imparting that kinetic energy to the ground, which would go to the ball as well. Theoretically, yes, there is some effect by stamping because you're putting energy into a system. The problem is the ground would have to be very hard for those vibrations from your foot to carry the energy to the ball. So if it's anywhere near soft, you might as well not bother. But if it's hard, if it's firm, middle of summer or icy or whatever, those vibrations would impart energy to the ball. And there's some famous examples of greens near rail tracks where a train's gone past and the ball's set off again down hills. And there's a panel game where Stan Frith managed to, at 39 apiece, managed to get game without sending a ball due to balls vibrating off the green. So yeah, I think scientifically, yes, absolutely, but the conditions have to be absolutely right. Stamping uphill, no point. Soft green, no point. Long grass, no point. The green's almost got to be like concrete on a downhill slope or coming to a downhill slope. So there you go. That's my scientific view as a trainee physics teacher. All England 1985 extended version is at it again, Paul Hargreaves. If you'd got 5-1 Duncan at the beginning, you'd have been planning what to do with your winnings when he went 8-2 up in the final. Surely thinking what could possibly go wrong. Yes, he lost to Terry Moss in the 1985 final. Brian Duncan, it's a competition he's never won. It's the only only major he's never won, and he looked absolutely tied on to win it that year. Again, the green was really quick, not really Duncan's type of green, but yeah, he got to the final and was looking like a comfy winner. But Terry Moss dug in. I think he won 21-20 at the finish. So yeah, all good, all good. I really enjoy watching those old videos, yeah, it's interesting to see the crowds and the greens and all the rest of it and how it's all put together. It just feels like a different era. 1985 to me, it only feels about 10 years ago, but it's obviously nearer a lot longer than that. And then we're coming right up to date, episode 23 of AC Talking Bowls, and Gary Nicholson. I see Arthur Landcomp is taking entries, which is great. We at Walsgrave have entered again, had some good days out in the comp. Yeah, that was the old Waltham Homes comp, the 10-a-side, 5 at home, 5 away team competition. It is nice to see it advertised again. I don't know if Thongsbridge are putting a team in or not. I don't think we bothered last time. The travelling and fitting it all in as well does get a bit problematic. I think we lost 2019 we played, yeah, because we played over in Wigan the night before Karen passed away on the Sunday. Yeah, so I do remember that. Bill Bryden, who I met on Tuesday, congratulated me on my win in the Waterloo draw on Sunday. Thank you very much, Bill, very kind of you. Yeah, like I say, it's quite needed at the minute. Helen Harrigan, I've been out and had a roll up. Good greens, Dunlop Coventry. Yes, I've had the pleasure of playing at Dunlop. Lovely greens from memory, nice and quick, very difficult. What is it about Coventry and North Midlands having such difficult greens? I don't know. And then she's also said, how about doing a potted biography of some of the top players just to try something different? Yeah, absolutely possible. I'm just stuck for time at the minute. It's almost like times double speed, and I think it's mainly because of the schoolwork I've got. I've 9 weeks left of my teacher training to do. I've 2 assignments and I've got all the lessons to plan, so time is becoming a real issue, and I don't just know what I'm going to do next with the channel, whether I do look at something new or just continuing for the time being until I get that out of the way, and then who knows. I know viewing figures are down, but I think that many reasons. People are probably fed up of watching me spout, but anyway, if they go down because people are bowling, I don't mind that so much. And then finally, Clive of Thongsbridge, Clive Austin. Have you seen the Murfield League? Old Bank, Meltham, Barnsley not in league. And I touched on this the other day. I can totally understand clubs maybe not wanting to play and pulling out, and it does put the league in a difficult situation regarding promotion, relegation, making the leagues up to the right number. But if they feel they can't raise a team, or they don't want to put a team in because their facilities aren't open, or I suppose it's special situation. There's not a lot you can do about it, and you don't want people to put their lives at risk, but also you want things to carry on as normal. And I think it's a great shame that those 3 teams aren't in the Murfield League this year, but they've obviously got their own reasons, and you can't force anyone to do anything, unfortunately. But yeah, so it's a shame, really is, but it's a special situation, and one that you can't really do much about, apart from, well, just get on with it, I guess. So I think that's everything for this week. I think yeah, there's no more comments. I've not had any emails or messages. So big news from the start, not just travel. Get in touch with Jacko if you're looking for a holiday, and anything that you book, a percentage of the commission will come back to AC's Bowls Development Fund, which I worked it out the other day. I want to try and get 80 sets, so I've already had some done, but I'm looking at maybe 2.5 to 3 grand in total. I'm up to about 1,400, but obviously there's money coming in all the time from YouTube, but if you book a holiday through Jacko, there'll be a few more quid coming in, and it'll be nice to get to my target of 10 kits. Dan will be picking his set up next week, I think. The bowls are virtually ready, and I'll take a picture of those when they are, and maybe talk about them next week. And I've also, the foam bowls is still on the agenda. Somebody on another Facebook group is looking into getting some manufactured at a lot cheaper price than they're currently at, so fingers crossed that works out as well. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. There will be a video on tomorrow. I haven't decided which one yet. I will sort that out. It will be one of the games, the standout games that I really enjoy watching, and hopefully I can just tell you a little bit about why and all the rest of it. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Enjoy your bowling. Get your mask on when you go to the supermarket. Stay safe. Let's have a really good season, and I hope you join me tomorrow for a wonderful game from the archive. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now. See you soon.